And in today's video, we're going to be learning what is auto layout, why did Figma add the update of auto layout, and when was it released. So let's start off with what is auto layout. Auto layout was an update that Figma released, and auto layout is to create boardings and paddings around your text. So, as you can see here, it looks like a rectangle, right? But it's actually auto layout. Now, this moves us on to why did Figma create auto layout? Auto layout was to make designing easier. So instead of resizing and filling in 1,000,000 rectangles, you could just click on Shift A, just shortcut for auto layout, and then you could add the padding, fill in the text, fill in the frame, whichever one you like, and there we go. Now, when was it released? It was released in June 2020. So about 5 years ago, and now it's still in use now, and it's making designs way easier. So the fun thing about auto layouts is that as you can see the space here where my mouse is, where it says clear glass flower vase, £10. This space here was created by auto layout. Now I don't want to get too far into it, so let's get started. The first thing we'll have to obviously do is create a frame. So click on F and then choose any frame you want. And now make the corner around inserted. Since we aren't going into that deep of a website, I'm just going to do a simple name. So click on T, get your text tool, and then write the name. Since we're just going simple, I'm doing shopping.com. Now I'm going to resize it either by going to the drop down over here and making it bigger, or you can click on K and make it bigger. This size is enough. Well, I guess it's a bit too big. Anyway, okay, make it smaller. Duh. Now all you got to do is choose your font. So choosing your font takes your own time. I'm just going to quickly choose mine, and then we can get back on to the video. Once you found the font that you're looking for, the next thing you want to do is that you want to click on Shift A, auto layouts basically, and then you can add the padding. So the padding is also going to be the size of the rectangle. So I'd recommend 12.02, which is basically what I did for the last one. So I guess so. Or you can do bigger because it will show you your padding right here. So what you want to do is maybe 16, and then 16. Now you can do even bigger than me. You can jump all the way to 20, which I guess I'm going to do now since it's looking kind of small. Perfect. Now we've got the size of our rectangle, which is 20. So we're going to go over to fill, add the icon, and then we're going to go over to the gradient. You want to put the darker one down, and then the top one up. So we're going to choose purple. Well, you can choose your own color. And then blue. Since we're going simple. Oops, the blue didn't go in. Let me just get the blue really quickly. Now, as a rectangle, we can also put the corner round in. So it will be 100. And now we can click on the text inside of the frame, shopping.com, and then make it white or any color you want again. So you can rename the frame logo. I like renaming because it helps me identify which is which in my layers panel. And as you can see, it's still too big, so I still have to make it smaller yet again. Oh well. Now, moving on to the nav bar. The nav bar is like a menu bar. There's the home, the contacts, the reviews, anything you want to add. Yet, I'm saying this again, we're not going that deep, we're just learning how to use auto layouts. So we're just gonna go home, about, contact. Simple. So home, and then stop there. You're not duplicating, you're not doing anything yet. So Shift A again for auto layouts. So you want to click on the text and duplicate. Now, as you can see, it's still in the same frame, which is amazing. That's what auto layout is. Even if you put it in the same frame, it will still, even if you put it in the same frame, it won't go out, it will still be inside. So this is what this is. This is like the space between. So as you can see, since I'm clicking on it, is the gap between two texts. So you can make that 20, 30. I'm going to make it 30 since I want there to be a pretty wide space. And now I'm just going to say this is the about. Now duplicate it again and then contact. And then you're going to want to adjust it with the position bar at the top. Now duplicate the shopping.com, Control D. And now inside it, write order now. Order now. So another thing about auto-layout is that even if you change the text completely, you will still get the same thing. So this is the logo. I'm just gonna rename this to navbar, and I rename this to button. There we go. Perfect. Now we've got our navbar. The next thing we need to do is put in our image. You can pause here and then find your image while I'm going to quickly find mine. So then, once you've found the image that you wanted, you're going to put it in the frame. You can resize it and all, so shift, make it bigger, not too big. And then we're just going to resize the corner roundings. We're not really doing much with the image because it's just an image. Okay, now, on to the text. We're going to name what the user wants, so we just don't want the flowers, we want the vase. Because the flowers are the definition of what it's going to look like if you put them in. So, clear glass to make sure that they know it's glass so that they don't knock it down thinking it's plastic. Glass, flower, vase. Now we're going to resize it, make it bigger and all that stuff. And then we're going to write another one, and the price. And then we're just going to write how much it is, so £10. Really simple. There we go. And now we're going to make that smaller, since the text is the main thing here. So we're going to group those two together and call them the text. And now we'll go yet again, we're using auto layout. Auto layout is the main thing in this video, obviously. So now this is the vertical gap. So this navbar here was the horizontal. This gap here is the vertical. So you can make the space 30, however you want it. I guess I'll leave it 30. And then you can add the padding around the side, anything you want to do with it. So I'm just going to make it 20 real quick. But guess I'm just going to leave it 0. Because as you saw the vase went below. And we don't want that here. So okay. And now we're going to duplicate this. Or the now button. Control D or Command D. Make that bigger. Not too big though. This size is perfect. And now it resizes automatically without clicking a button. Well, the only button you click is the delete button, so I guess you clicked one. And now you're going to write add to cart because the user may not be ready to order it immediately. So we have to put the item somewhere so that when they're actually ready, they can actually order it. So that's why add to cart is over there. And now you can present it. So I'm just gonna click on the share button and then you wait for it to load. So it might take a while. Well, something went wrong, so I couldn't really share it. But we don't have to share it since there's no interaction or anything. This video was just about learning what auto layout was. So as you can see, auto layout is this really useful tool that is used for text. So to add padding, add space, and you can even add icons instead of text as well. There's two types of gaps. So there's the horizontal gap and there's the vertical gap. The vertical gap is the one that goes across. I'm sure of that. Well, the horizontal gap is the one that goes up and down, and then the vertical was the one that goes left to right. So the horizontal one was used for the nav bar, for example, and then the vertical one was used for the text. So I have three questions for you. What is auto layout? What was auto layout used for? And when was it published? To see if you remembered. I'll see you in my next video. Bye!